What's up? Good morning. Welcome to Trading Live with Bubba for Tuesday, the 22nd of July. And well, I can say this, there was a little bit more action this morning when we were trading live with members. I had 4 trades this morning, 4 for 4. Let's see if we can find some winners here. Been kind of tough. Action's been kind of tough, but maybe we'll find something. Listen, you got to watch, you got to be prepared. And, there was, a trade that we just missed before we got here in the euro currency. So, okay, on to the next trade. Not a big deal. We're ready to go. And we'll see if we can find some stuff to do here. We'll watch this for a little bit because there has been a little bit of, thanks, Luis. A little bit of action here. So we'll see what it brings us. This was the trade in euro currency, by the way. Now, it's not a monster winner. It's not like it's, oh my God, I can't believe I missed it. But right now we're just kind of, hovering, and we'll see if we can, pick up the action here. Crude looks like there may be something coming out of it. And we'd like to see crude pop up to here and sell it there, but we still need our normal qualifications. At the end of the day, gold continues to surge higher without really much of a blow off. So, there was a little bit of a buy potentially down in here. I did not make the trade, so I'm not going to discuss it. But we'll see. But again, it seems like there might be a little bit. Now we do have a big week. Earnings really starts in earnest now. You got Tesla this week. You've got Google this week. You've got a bunch of others, and of course next year you got Apple, Amazon, Facebook, or Meta, whatever they call it these days. So you could see some activity. That would be something we'd be watching. And again, that may be just the trick to break these markets out of this ridiculously tight range that we're trading in. Right now, you've got a higher Russell, a flat Dow, and a lower S&P and a lower NASDAQ. But of course, we don't really care for the overall. We just care what happens in the next 4 minutes. So right now, again, fairly quiet at the moment, but again, we'll be ready. So let's see if anything will pop for us here. Otherwise, we'll take a look at some other stuff after this bar closes. But we're always watching, so we always have a 4-minute lead time in between, so not a big deal. We're always prepared to make trades. It does not appear that this bar will give us any opportunity. Outside shot in gold. But probably not. Just fine. We'll wait. Patience is a virtue. So we'll see what it looks like. 10 years kind of close, hovering. Gold is making a little bit of a rush up here. So now by the letter of the law, gold could be a trade here. And certainly we'll take a look at it. It's going to get there. So let's go to our 1 minute and see. Okay. But gold is definitely going to be a trade here. We have to wait for now the trigger to go ahead and sell it. Right now, the stop in gold would be 34.50.40. 34.50.40, but we have no trade yet. Still waiting for the trigger. Still waiting, which is fine. Hey, listen, we're going to sell it, so let it keep going higher. Better for us. Okay, better for us. Gold's on its absolute highs, and New stop would be 34.52. We don't have a trade yet, but that would be the stop, 52.20. Euro currency would have been a nice win if we were here, but we weren't, so it's okay. And still waiting for the signal to trigger for us. Could be coming here. Now, some of you may not be comfortable with this risk you're going to have to take on this trade, so certainly if you want to pass it, I understand. No big deal, but it is going to trigger a trade. 52.20 is the stop. Get your orders working below, or take some off if we can get down there. And trade is slightly profitable at the moment. Nothing to brag about, but slightly profitable. Hang on crude while we're waiting. Not yet. Okay, so gold is profitable. You got one off. Okay, so now you got a profit. Now go to break even. Okay, and you should be out with a small profit. Okay, trade's over. A little bit of a profit, depending on what size contract you made, about $14 to $140. Okay, well, let's just see what's going on in crude here. If that's going to give us something, maybe. And we may get another opportunity to sell gold once again. So let's see what happens. So you are seeing a little bit more action than we normally see at this time of day when we're together. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be fairly close. It's right there. So we can look at this as we did the last, because it would be similar in the trade. Stop would still be 52.20, but we have a potential chance to re-enter once again. But not yet. And looks like looks like we may get about the same entry once again. Again, if you're not comfortable with as much risk as you might have to take in this trade, I understand. There's never a requirement to take a trade. But again, this will be a potential. And you can take it again if you want. Same stop. You should be out of one. Okay, take your stop to break even now. There you go. Okay, so another winning trade. Guaranteed, no matter what happens from here, but you should be out of one with a nice little profit. You should be out of two. Okay, so now you're in pretty good shape. And let's see if there's anything else going on here while we're peaking. Okay, Nope, but we now have a break-even stop. We have a big lead, and we're 2 for 2 today. Okay, so again, as I said, we are getting a little bit more action, so that's a good thing. Okay. And let's just see if anything else is going to show up here, because why should we look at other things as we usually do when maybe there's going to be more here? Okay, you may be stopped out on the balance. Okay, I am. So, but it's a solid profit. You still may be in. It just depends on your entry. Exactly. So now we're just waiting and seeing if anything else is worth looking at. And maybe we'll get another shot at gold. What do we care? The money spends the same. So let's see if there's anything worth note here. Potentially the 10-year notes, potentially. But normally we don't trade those. The tick size is a little bigger than most of you trade, so which is okay too. Okay. And it looks like we're now into a little quiet period. So let's flip over and see what the rest of our stuff looks like real quick. Apple, nothing to do. I have no reason to trade it right now. Amazon, certainly it was a little bit of a sale this morning. I'm not recommending that you do. Again, I'm going to be more conservative in here. Coin, it was actually a sale yesterday. Okay. Not much to do here. Crowd, close to a buy. Bounced a little bit again. It bounced exactly where we would have done something if we were involved. Meta, getting close to being a potential buy. And when I say buy or sell is selling call spreads. Buy is selling put spreads. These are just very conservative, lower risk trades. Lower profit potential, lower risk. But again, we want to, we don't want to give up too much here when it's still a little bit quiet. Okay. Google, there's going to be nothing in Google today because you've got earnings tomorrow. So we're not going to get involved in front of earnings. INOQ, which there's nothing to do. India IWM, which there's nothing to do. MP, which there's nothing to do. Microsoft, could be a sale in here. I'm going to pass. MSTR, nothing to do. NNE, looking getting closer to a buy, but not quite yet. Nugget, definitely a sell. That would be one that I would do right now. Let's see here. See what we can get for this. NUGT. And I'm going to do this for this week. Let's see what the 81, 82. Really not enough premium. Again, to me, it's like a chase. I'm going to pass it. Again, I'm not hyped up on it. So again, I'm not hyped up on much of anything right now. NVIDIA, no, nothing. Palantir, nothing. QBTS, nothing. There's an opportunity yesterday. Again, doesn't matter. Qs, nothing. SMCI, nothing. This is probably one to look at the XYZ SPY, square, block, whatever you want to call it. This is probably one we're looking at. I don't know if we have enough juice in it, but certainly, when they announce they're going to the S&P, they get the initial bounce and then they go bye-bye. So let's see what this looks like. Really not enough premium for me. I would just assume pass it. And I'm going to, again, I'm not anxiously getting involved, especially in the front of earnings right now. So I'll just kind of, again, let them languish by. Let's see if anything is going on back on the day trading front. Yeah, potentially a euro currency coming, maybe a crude. Isn't a lot going on, but we've had 2 trades, so that's a good thing. Once again, not overly active, but there has been a little bit more activity. Crude didn't quite make it to our target that we wanted to sell at. Euro currency doesn't have really enough volume here. It's close to look at, but again, we're not going to lose our patience just because we can see there's a little bit more opportunity than there has been. Okay, we're still going to be patient and wait. Again, that's one of the things I think we have to learn as traders is to be much more patient. Okay, crude is close, but I'm not really. Again, we're already positive on the day. I certainly don't want to piss it away on a shot here that is not as clear as I'd like it to be. I think that's one of the things we have to remember is that we have to make sure that we have, that we're in the best shape to what we're trying to do. And so I'm not overly excited. Again, I'd really like to see this kind of action, not forget what the result was, but that kind of a volume bar, okay? Or that one, something more in that neighborhood, not close where I have to say, well, I could justify it. I'm not a big fan of trying to justify trades. I like them when they're more automatic, but we'll see if we can get something here in the last couple of minutes here of trading. But right now you're in pretty quiet markets. We can look at the rest of our board while we're here as well. SPY, nothing really. Tesla, nothing really. They got earnings anyway, so we wouldn't be trading them. Wind, nothing. So basically nothing. Listen, if you wanted to force opportunities, you could find some. I'm just saying that I wouldn't force them. That's just me. Okay. I know that there'll be plenty to do, and I'd rather make more money and trade less days than continue to fight and hope that I can squeeze out and eke out some small profits. I think that's one thing that too many people try to do is they get too involved in things that aren't very good for them. Okay. And that's just me. Doesn't mean you have to be the same as me, but that's what I've done for 47 years. And I'm certainly not interested in changing it now because there's not all that much great opportunity right now. Indexes are starting to head a little bit south right now, so we'll see what happens there. But overall, there's not a lot of activity here right now. We had a couple of bursts, which we took full advantage of. But is the euro currency a potential? Yeah, it's potential. This part is good. We need this part to qualify. We need the volume to pick up. Okay, that's the key. This is a 2-part trade. It's price and volume, not one or the other, but it has to be both. Okay. So if we don't get both, it means we don't end up qualifying a trade out. So what's the point? Okay. That's what I try to teach you is that this is a 2-part trade. It takes 2 parts to qualify it. Okay. So, well, it doesn't look like we're going to get much in here. We'll see. I'll give the euro currency a little bit more time, but I don't see it coming. Normally, you'll see it a lot faster. Okay. Normally, it's pretty easy to see them. I guess that's my point. Normally, it's pretty easy to spot. Okay. If I switch this to a 1 minute, even there's not ones that are necessarily easy to spot. So again, we'll take our little win for the day, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. And remember, I do the market 120 every day, a little bit of a prelude to the markets every morning. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here Thursday.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.